Just go there and just create an add project. Here it will ask your project name it anything. Continue. Then select your default account of Firebase. Yes, do not select any other accounts. Create a project. So it will take a little bit of time to create. You can see your project is created. Now you can see here are the options to connect your iOS app, Android app, or any web application or any Unity application, right? So you want our Android app to be linked. Just click on that Android option. Here it is asking the package name. Where you can get the package name is go in your project directory, go in your manifest file. You can see here it is mentioned as the package name. Just copy this, paste it here, and this is your Android nickname. Anything you want to give to your app. This is such a one key. This is key which is important when you are launching your app on Play Store or any other platform. But when you are doing just for the testing purpose, you don't need to put the SHA key. You can see it is also optional. But when you are creating a professional app which you want to launch on the Play Store, that time you want to mention this SHA unique key. Just for now, we don't need it. Just register your app. Now you can see it is gives me a JSON file which you have to download. Once it is downloaded, you have to copy it. Go in your Android project. Here from switch from Android to the project. Okay, and just right click on your main directory and then paste it here. Sorry, sir, not here. Just go in this project and you can see this app section. In this app section, right click on it and paste it here, and just remove if you are having some numerical value here. Just you need to remove this and rename it properly. It should only contain the Google services.json. Okay, it should not contain anything else. Just paste it. It will give us a JSON data. This is a JSON. It will do automatically JSON parsing, which if I get time, I will show you how you can do a JSON parsing. For right now, the Firebase will automatically do for you. So then when you are downloaded and added it, here you can see also the steps. It is showing you to where to paste your JSON file. It is showing me go in your project directory in your app section. There you have to paste it, right? When you have pasted it, just hit on next. Then it will give me a dependency. Now you can see this is where it is. It is showing me the project level build Gradle. Where is that project level build Gradle? Just again switch your Android file. Just expand your Gradle script. You can see there are two Gradle build.gradle, right? First one is project sign up and the second one is module sign up.app. This is our project level Gradle file and this is our module level Gradle file. Okay, in this you can see there is already Google present in my. You can see they are giving me an option to add this Google's Maven repository, which is already included in here, right? So I don't need to add it once more. Just the next thing is in the dependence section in the same file, project level Gradle, you have to add this. Just copy it from here. Go back here, and you can see there is a dependencies section. Just here, paste it. Okay. The next thing is to come back here. You can see in the all project repository, there they are mentioning the Google's Mind repository. Here also I have the Google from already, so I don't need to paste it again. Just come here now. This is the app level Gradle file. In this, you have to add these two plugins. Okay, just copy it from here. Go back here. In your model level Gradle file, here you can add this plugin. This and then this one. sorry, you should add this plugin right here after this plugin section. Add this here after the plugin section, and then go back here. You can see there are two dependencies here. This is now the upgraded dependency. If you are using some other apps like a few months back, it was, this was not the option to add the bomb. Now what does the bomb do is, there you can see in the Firebase bomb there is an version mentioned here of the Firebase. So a few months back it was not an option. That time there was the only option to add this dependency. Now why they included the bomb is, now whenever you wanted to add some dependency of the Firebase, let me show you one demo. When you go back in your tools, and here you can see the Firebase option, click on it, let it load. You can see there are other Firebase options like analytics, authentication, real-time database, Cloudflare database. When you go into some database, when you want to use this database, and when you click on this add, you can see there it is giving an I guess it is not clearly visible to you guys, but when you clear it, when you click on this file, there it will give me an option like this, where it will include an version here, Firebase auth, and after that version, right? So what that means, whenever you wanted to add something from Firebase, you first have to mention this file, mention the version. So in this new update, what they did, they have given a bomb with in that the version will be fixed. Okay, the next dependency you want to add, you don't need to mention the version again and again. So you just click here, go back here, paste the bomb file, which will give you the version. And after that you can use any of the Firebase dependencies without the version. Okay, without version name also it will just give you the correct output. Once it is done, just click on next, continue to the console, and here in your Android project, just click on sync now. Once it will download all the related files. Now in our today's task, we are going to add some authentication, where we will add some user from our file, from our project. So just go in this authentication tab, click on get started. You can see there are the sign in methods, how you want to sign in with for your user. You can use the email or password sign in. You can use the phone. The Google option is also there, and the other Facebook option. You can see these options in other apps also. For today's task, we will use the email and password. Just click on your edit configuration, enable this function, and then save. You can see now it is enabled. Go back to your user section, it will show all the users from your app, right? So right now we don't have any users. Yes, the Gradle sync is also finished. Now the next thing, for use the authentication, you need to add some another dependency. You just copy this, and in this analytics section you just add auth and just hit sync. So it will add the authentication dependency of your Firebase. Then the next thing is, you want to create an XML. I will just copy the XML file. We will create one XML file only, right? The first thing we need is one text view, that content, and then in this text we need is the text style should be bold, text color should be black, text size should be 20. Oh, I get that content. Some top marking. Then the next thing, I want some add some edit text here. I'll make the width match parent. This edit text, I will add some hint here. It will be first of phone number. The hint color will be black. Instantly. Some top marking. I'll just copy this. Now all my pastries are here, and I will add some button. Text just create here. My edit text is not visible, I guess. Let me add it from here. This is strange. Oh, it is not working. Check and run it. Yeah, here it is visible correctly. Change some text here. Yeah, password. Okay. So you can see here we have three edit text here. Yes, three edit text here, phone number, email and password. So when we hit on this, I get the phone number tab. Here also I'm getting the phone number tab, but I don't need it. So I want to change the input type here. You can see in this input type here, text person name, and in this here should text password, and here it should be text person. So if you do that input type as text person, when you click on the phone number edit text, you will get the number tab, and when you click on the email and password, you will get the keyboard. Yes, so it will do it. Now once everything is ready, I will just create an ID. Let's mention those. Now first thing you want to mention in Firebase method, Firebase auth. Yes, then we just need our buttons and all the other things. Edit text, email, password. Another one should come. Yes. So now you can see when I click on the this button, I want to check some if there is phone number present in my edit text, if there is email present in my edit text, or there is password present. So first I will create an on-click listener on the button. Set on-click listener, new on-click listener, and in this I will pass on create on string, and then okay, I have to mention this. Because we want to use it in our on-click listener. Now email dot get text dot toString dot trim. Now first I am mentioning our edit text name, which is our email, from where we are getting the this email section. Then I want to convert whatever characters are in there to the string. And why I'm using the trim is, if let's say if I'm clicking here, I'm adding some space first by mistake, and then I'm adding my name or my email ID here. Then you can see if I add those space also here, the space is also in the string. Okay, I don't want the space in our string, so I'm using the trim method. So it will delete all the spaces which you have included. I'll create also dot get text to sticker, and then our phone number. Wait. Yeah. Then I want to create a method. First, I want to check if my m image dot is empty or my m password. Just give me. Yeah. Then our existing phone number is empty. If these are empty, I want to create one post method. It will say please provide some data. Then in the else if system, if those are not empty, then I want to check some if my password length is more than 6 characters or not. Yes. So I'll make another one dot length is less than 6. I will make another one post here that will say password has 6 characters. Okay. So if our email and password are not empty and also our password is greater than 6 characters, I want to create my user. Right? So I'll just auth dot create user with email and password, and here you have to pass that email and then your password. Okay. Dot add on complete listener new on complete listener. Okay. And then in this on complete listener, if I will check if my task is successful, and if my task is successful, I will create one post as success. Yes. So now let's check our app. Let's move a little bit. Okay, what are we getting? If I hit some phone number and if I hit some email, okay, I will not change the text color. Okay, and I will create scratch. Let's just check for value. There are no users. Just wait for one. Sorry. Just text color as black. What is wrong here? Create another null object. Down. Okay. Just wait. Sorry. Okay. Password targeted for question. Mm, Everything is correct. Yeah, I'm not initializing my auth. Login instance. Now let's check out files. Yes, you can see it. Our user is created now. I was making the error was I was not initializing the auth method here. You should initialize it with Firebase auth.get instance, and then we are creating your method with create user with email and password. Email and password. Is there any doubts? Hello.
No, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Yes, yes, ma'am.
sir, how to check whether the phone number is existed or not, sir?
Yeah, I'm not because in this Firebase method, let me show the code. In this Firebase method, I'm using the email and password section, right? So I'm not checking the phone number. But if you want to make use of this method, I'll show you the sign in method. You can see the phone number method. When you're doing the phone number method, it will show that time you have to check the phone number. For the now, I'm just why I'm including the phone number is later then I will show you the how to update your user data in a Firebase real-time database. So for that task, I am mentioning the phone number. But right now, to create one user in our Firebase account, we just only need an email and password, which should be correct. If you misplace the if you not give the proper email ID here, dot if you make some spelling mistake of Gmail or you should not include the .com section here, it will not create an user in your Firebase. So right now I'm only using checking the email and password. If they are correct, I'm creating a user.
Sir,
Yeah.
uh, if we enter incorrect email, that is it's not existed. Can it show an error?
Right now, if in the testing mode, it will not show. But when you are dealing with the professional, at that time you can get on another option when you're giving an SHKK, and that time you have to mention your Google option also here. In the sign in method, you have to check your Google option also. For now, you just make sure you are creating an user. You should get this unique ID of the user, so it will help us to keep the user logged in our app. So if you can say auto login function, for that auto login function we need this.
Okay, sir.
Any other doubts? Yes, Ramya ma'am.
No.
No, sir.
So can you guys do this task?
Yes, sir.
Yes, make
Yes,
sure
sir.
you taking all the dependencies correct in your Gradle file. If your dependencies are wrong, it will not give an option of the auth here. And just after you mention the auth, just get the text and just use this function, create user with email and password, and pass the email and password in this function. Yes,
Sir, what author represent there? Is this
yes,
authentication?
yes. Auth means the authentication. Yeah, you can say there. I'm in the tab of authentication. In SQLite database, you are seeing we are creating our own method when we are doing some changes in our database, right? But the Firebase gives us the default methods which we can use directly to read something from our database or write something from our database. So that's why we use more cloud databases than our local database, because in SQLite database we have to create our method from scratch. If we want to update some data, if we want to insert some data, we have to create some the methods from the scratch. But in our Firebase database, you can, if you want to store some database, you just go here in your real-time database, then you have to just start the database and you can use these functions directly from your app. So you don't need to make all the things from the scratch.
Okay, sir.
Yes, any other doubts?
No, sir.
So if there are no doubts, we will stop. Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.